So we're going to continue now looking at Nesivos Shalom in the beginning of Chelik Aleph, Nesivos Daas. We're going to look at Os Beis. But just before we jump into Os Beis, just a quick recap of what we said in the first letter over here. He really made 3 points. The first point was the thing that one's entire life, and certainly their spiritual practice, and even more so their service to the world, the single thing that it all depends on is one's level of ha'aras hadas, how enlightened one's mind is. That'll be more or less synonymous with dveikus, with a deep connection to Hashem, what he calls over here hakara sabore, creator awareness, God awareness, spiritual awareness. How real is God to you? How real is spirituality to you? How much do you experience it, live it, think about it, breathe it? Is it in your bones? Is it on the forefront of your consciousness? That's ultimately going to be the defining factor and the deciding factor as to how you live your life. And just think about it in terms of a few scenarios, whether that's how you react to when someone insults you, or how you react to when something breaks that you didn't want to break. You drop your phone and it breaks. The degree to which one lives with a higher purpose and with deeper connection, the more that one lives with God and a loving reality that's moving towards something, it totally changes and shifts the way that we react to everything in life. In addition to our reactions to when things don't go well, how much more empowered do you live your life when you know that you're working with the creator of the universe, when you know that you are empowered by God to do godly things in this world? How much fear do you live with when you know there's nothing to fear, right, other than the fear itself? So that's really what he's trying to get at over here in the beginning, that when your mind is expanded and you know that you're living with this greatness and you're living with God and Kodesh Baruch Hu in your life, your whole avoda is going to be different. The second thing he says is this point about the building of the Mishkan, that you can have all the money in the world and donate the money to building a spiritual sanctuary. And you can even have the finest jewels and gems and use them towards building a sanctuary. But ultimately, the one that puts up the Mishkan is Moshe Rabbeinu, and that's through what he calls sifsei Daas, right? He has the lips of knowing. And that's what creates the true space for God to dwell within you, right? Obviously, it's good to have good midos and to treat people properly and to have derech eretz. And more than that, it's even better to have Torah and wisdom and deep thinking. But beyond all of that is that level of connection and that perception of reality. That's really what's going to create the space in the world for God to dwell in the world. And the third point he makes is that the other side of having an open perspective is having a closed perspective. And when you only look at the small things as being important in your life, you're going to miss what life is all about. And he gives the metaphor with the person born into a pit, praising the king for all that's in a pit. So that was the recap from the first letter. And we'll take a look at the second os over here in os space. Ulechein, Iker hisgabrus hayetzahara hi b'nekudazu. Right? So if the most important thing in your life is spiritual awareness and God awareness and the knowing of Ein Od Milvado, that nothing exists, everything that looks like it exists outside of God and godliness is an illusion, if that's really what your whole avoda depends on, so then Iker Hisgabrus Hayetzer Hara, the essential fight and battle that the Yetzer Hara, that the negative force and that the ego is going to use against you, Hi b'nekudazu, it's going to be at this exact point. Letzamtzem ulebalbel daito shela ovid Hashem. The point of the Yetzer Hara is to constrict and confuse your mind, the mind of the Ovid Hashem, to keep you thinking small. If I keep you thinking small, I keep you living small, I keep you acting small, and I keep you missing the point of existence. Ayedeze lahaktin ulahanmich ulahagbil. It's called harama haruchnius ha'ilois shela avodaso. Beautiful the way he says it, right? It's to keep you lahaktin, to keep you small, ulahanmich, to keep you low, ulahagbil, to keep you limited. Small, low, and limited. I don't see greatness for myself. I don't see me being attached to anything big. And I don't see myself as being unlimited. I see myself as limited, small, and unpowerful. And that, what does that do? It It lowers and destroys and limits the entire kol harama haruchnius, the whole elevated stature of one's spiritual perception of a person's avoda, right? So that's what destroys the avoda, right? Because I don't see myself as being attached to anything bigger. Yoser, this is amazing what he says here. Yoser mikol pitu v'hizgabrus b'inyanis sumeira, more than all the seduction the Yetzer Hara would use to get you to do something from the category of surmeira, meaning more than getting you to sin, to do taivos or midos ros, or b'menius aseh tov, more than getting you to indulge in your taiva, to make you lash out at a person who upsets you, or keeping you from doing a positive mitzvah like putting on tzitzis or lighting candles. Od yoter mizeh, more than all of this, noetz hayetzer hara es tziparnav b'mocho v'libo shel Yehudi, lahatrido ulababalo b'nesivos Daas. More than getting you to sin or holding you back from doing a mitzvah, the Yetzer Hara wants to dig its nails into the mind and heart of a Jew to distract, bother, and confound one in the pathways of their Daas, the pathways of their consciousness of Hashem. More than anything, the Yetzer Hara wants to keep you thinking small and limited and keep you stuck in Olam Hazeh, in an Olam Hazeh perspective, and keep you not thinking about the big picture, keep you not thinking about how you're here for a purpose and only you can fulfill that purpose, to keep you not thinking about the fact that everything that's ever happened to you is divinely planned and orchestrated, that it fits for your neshama, and that everything that's happening in the world that you experience is actually leading towards something good, and it's leading towards geula, and you can be a part of that. To keep you thinking small and thinking about your business, about your food, about your partner, about your friends, about your watch, about your shoes, about your car, and to keep you from thinking about anything else. And you can be frum and do all the frum things, and you can go to your shir and listen to your half-an-hour shir of Torah a day, and you can go daven, and you can even give a lot of money, you give millions of dollars to tzedakah, and you never think for a moment about what's beyond the Daled Amos of your home. You can go through a whole life and do a lot of things, but the Yetzer Hara says, great, I got him to do a lot of things and not become a lot of person, because you're a big person. And the Yetzer Hara knows the capacity of every human being, the capacity of every Jew, and what you can bring to the table. So, letzamtzem ulahaktin es tfisaso haruchanis. It's to constrict, to limit, and to bind up, to make small a person's spiritual perception. He wants your spiritual antenna to be broken. Achakol avodaso bekatnas das. The Yetzer Hara would rather you keep all the mitzvahs and not do any averas, but your avodas Hashem is with smallness and narrowness. Al derech the isa b'svarim hakodesh b'perush ma'amara kosav v'matan Torah. There is a certain explanation on how to understand this verse by the giving of the Torah. V'kol ha'am roim es hakolos v'es halapidim. The whole nation saw the sounds and the torches. V'chule. V'yar ha'am v'yanu v'yamdu merachok. And the nation saw, and they moved and stood from a distance. So ha'am, when it says the nation stood from a distance, ha'am miramez al pshutei ha'am. It's a hint to the average person, the pshutei ha'am, the regular people. Shigam ba'oso ma'amad, even in that great ma'amad, nisgav, right? At this highest peak experience that the average person was having, niftachu kol rakim, the heavens opened up, v'ra'u kol, and everybody saw she'ein od milvado, that the whole world was an illusion outside of Hashem. Lo samu libam lahitbonin b'mechuza hanora. They didn't pay attention. They didn't give a moment's thought to think about this great vision. Ela ra'u es hakolos v'alapidim bilvad. What did they see? They saw the sounds and they saw the torches. What did they see? Kol ha'inyanim hachitzonim. They saw the external reality. They saw things on the outside. Umishum kach, and because of that, nisharu la'amon merachok. They stayed standing from a distance. Right? So a person can be in a powerful experience, but instead of getting the inside of what's being said, you can still be stuck on the outside. That's what the Yetzer Hara wants. Kamo de'isa bezohar kadosh in Parshas Ba'aloscha. Chakimin inun avdei demalka Delo mistakli belavusha v'gufa damalka el benishmasa damalka. Right? It says in the Zohar, it's a famous Zohar that says that the real chachamim, who are the true servants of the king, they don't look at the clothing and the body of the king, but they look at the soul of the king. Meaning, they don't look at the outer layer of the experience. They don't look on the surface layer of the Torah. They don't want to just get the clothing of it. They want to dig deeper and find the body, and then beyond the body, find the soul of the king, to find that deep connection. Perush. Lo ke'elu hatipshin, shebe'es hofas hamelech berov tif'arto, nosnim libam liyofi merkavto v'levushav. Not like the fools that at the time when God comes to show himself with all of his greatness and grandeur to the world, they only paid attention to his car and to his clothing. They didn't look at the king himself, at the depth of the king, right? So the metaphor obviously is that a person can go through life and they'll have these experiences, and they're very important experiences, but you can get stuck on the surface. And instead of reading between the lines and hearing what the story is really trying to say, right, you're just watching the story and you laugh at the funny parts and you cry at the sad parts and you're motivated by the inspiring parts. But the mission and the vision and the connection, that stays lost. So he's bringing this all to say this is exactly what the Yetzer Hara wants. The Yetzer Hara wants that people can even be at a Maimid Har Sinai, they could even be at a great experience like Matan Torah and still miss it if all they're looking at is the light show. If all they're looking at is the awesome band that's playing, instead of taking in the experience and the greatness and the power of what it means to connect to Hashem. V'nishar inyan zeh b'chol hadoros, and this remains in every generation. Shemisgaber koach hara lahaktin mocho v'libo shel Yehudi. The power of negativity in the world only exists to limit and constrain and make a person's mind and heart small. She'inyane avodas Hashem yiyu etzlo b'tzimtzum hadas v'katnas hamochin. What the dark side wants you to have avodas Hashem that is narrow, immature, and constricted. Umitoch aspaklaria she'ena me'ira, to have a lens through which you see the world with, to be unclear and to be confusing. Would much rather you keeping the mitzvahs but be confused about your Judaism and your emunah than have strong emunah and not keep your mitzvahs. Because if you have the emunah, if you have the connection, that's going to lead to something powerful. But if you have your Judaism, but you're not really connected, you don't really see what life is about, you don't really understand the oneness and the depth and the beauty and the greatness of what life is, so then, great. So I'm happy that you're keeping the mitzvahs, and it is good and it is important. But if you look in the Mesilas Yesharim, when he lists the 5 things a person is supposed to focus on in his life, the very last and the smallest is, yes, also Torah and mitzvahs, but what about love and consciousness and awareness, and what about walking in the ways of Hashem and all of the inner work and the inner reality? That's what's going to bring energy and inspiration and transformation to your life and to your avoda and to the people around you and to all that you're experiencing. So v'gam be'itim hagvoim biyoter, and even in the highest times, right? Like on Shabbos and Yom Tov, ubinyanim ha'omdim baromusha olam, or when you're davening, which are the things that stand at the height of the world. Daito mitzumtzemes biyoter, a person's mind can be totally constricted. You can be sitting on Shabbos, but your mind is still thinking about work. That's daito mitzumtzemes biyoter. Yes, you're allowed to. It says, we sing it in the Zmiros on Shabbos, hirhurim mutarim, you're allowed to think about work on Shabbos, but by doing so, you've cut yourself off from the menucha that's there, from the joy that's there, from the kedusha that's there. That's what the Yetzer Hara wants. Ukeneged zeh hayem ispalel harav kadosh mirujin zchusa yogan aleinu. Right, there was a tefillah, famous tefillah from the Ruzhiner, and he would daven and say, Ribono shel olam, Master of the universe, ani mocha lecha olam hazeh ve'olam haba. I give up all of my olam hazeh and all of my olam haba. Ubilvad sheta'ir einai Yisrael shelo yistovavu alei adamos ki behema bli das. I'll give up everything, just shine your light on the eyes of the Jewish people, that they should not walk around this world like an animal without das. His major tefillah was, let them know. I want the people to know. Don't let them walk around this world just going through the motions. Kibehema bli das, like an animal that doesn't have hakara sabore, that doesn't have awareness of Hashem, that doesn't have a spiritual awareness of what this life is about, of what the purpose and mission of this world is, and about what the love that exists within every single event and experience in time. Don't let them go through life like that. In the same way that the Yetzer Hara does everything in its power to darken the mind of a person, so that he should not merit enlightened thinking. It does everything in its power to keep you distracted, to keep you unfocused, to keep you bothered, so that you will be distracted and confused. Everything in its power. That's how the Yetzer Hara works. More than anything, I want to keep you frustrated, I want to keep you limited, I want to keep you unmotivated. It has much less to do with Torah and mitzvahs and much more to do with how you feel and how you think and how you see. Because if I can keep you thinking small and feeling small, so then you're not going to get the Torah and mitzvahs right. Torah and mitzvahs are great. That's what it's all about. That's the end goal, is that all of the positive and all of the love and all of the spirit goes into a life of Torah and mitzvahs. But the Yetzer Hara knows that if we can get you plugged in, you're done. He's done. So, v'lo yizke l'shah shel yishuv hadas. The Yetzer Hara wants to keep you from having one moment of yishuv hadas, of peace of mind. Ulubahirus, one moment of clarity. Shemimena totzas chayim b'chol yinayim. Because if you had yishuv hadas and behirus, if you had peace of mind and clarity about what life is about, okay, so then all of the expressions of what that life is going to look like is going to come from there. So if you want the positive outcomes, so I just got to keep you in a positive state. I just got to keep you thinking right, and I got to keep you connected to that bigger vision and perspective. Yetzer Hara, very aware of that. Yeseru mizu, more than this, gam et eila shezachu v'kol she'ifas chayim hi kedusha. Even for those who all they want in their life is holiness. V'kirvas elokim yechafetzun, right? And all they want is closest to Hashem. Holech Yetzer Hara umesabcham. The Yetzer Hara goes to confuse them. Umachnis behem arafol umavuche, wants to give them darkness and confusion. Achekol avadaso lakui bechose behirus, that there's people are running after kedusha, but all of their avoda is dimmed with a lack of clarity. Ve'eno mevin machovaso ba'olamo. They just don't understand what they're doing here. Asher Hashem Elokecha doresh me'emo. What does God want from you? What does God want from you when you don't think about that, when that's not clear to you? So yeah, you go through the motions, but you don't feel connected to anything bigger. Through this, when I can get you not aware of what life is about, not aware of Hashem, not aware of spiritual reality, not aware of all the foundations of what it means to have Daas. So kotzetz mimenu, it's cut off from him. Kol kanfei rucho, the wings of his spirits, shelo yuchol his alos, to keep you from flying. Because we're meant to fly. We can fly. And in as much as we're not thinking straight, we don't fly anywhere. Ukvar kavu gedolei olam, all of the great gedolim have already said, Sha'adam sovel meisibuchim shemesabchu Yetzer Hara yosu mikol inyane pituyim v'hasata v'kiyota b'zeh. Right? We already said that man has to suffer more from the confusion and the smallness that comes from the Yetzer Hara more than all the seduction of the Yetzer Hara trying to pull you into negative actions. Ve'ilu ka'asher zocha lebehirus hadas, and if a person would just be to merit that clarity, hare zemeir loas darko, if you would have behirus hadas, if you had clarity of mind, that would shine the way. That would shine on the way for you. Behirus hadas kanita machazarta. If you have that clarity of mind, so then what are you lacking? So that ends Os Beis, and Be'ez Hashem, we'll take a look at Os Gimel next time. And again, questions, comments, you can email me directly or put a comment in the comment section below. Okay, Tzlacha Rabbah.